Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, I just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, I just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the voice of the voiceless.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of a program we call Colores right on we are on YouTube and on Facebook. Well, today we don't come for talk about different other issues them way actually an issue of concern. Well, today unfortunately we don't get much paper them way can we just get one way na the Awoko newspaper where we actually see come up today. But the other paper them because today na public holiday, Armed Forces Day, the other paper them no come out at all. So we could basically come look at this particular paper when at the Awoko newspaper and as well look at other sensitive issues them where they all around where we could talk about quick one. And inside the program today, we actually get a guest, somebody who will come and analyze, then things there so where we basically will come put to them. And a senior journalist, person we get a wealth of experience, in the field of journalism. And I work for big newspaper them in the country. And as well, then they continue for doing advocacy, too in paper and pen and even do in mouth for we actually get, the best in the country. And this person and no other person but John Kuruma. Well, John Kuruma, before this time, we actually work with one newspaper, big newspaper, we then call Standard Times newspaper. And as well, right now, it is one newspaper we then call The Nation Business, now a finance and newspaper. Paper this way respond where they talk more about money business. So it's good that we get this kind of person because we go like for talk about that one day as well since na you area that one day we in specialize on. Well, I want for use this opportunity for we welcome and for the first time inside the program. But unfortunately we're not going to forget them through video, we will get them through WhatsApp audio. But what's important, the message. So John, good morning and welcome to the very first time inside the program with Colores.
Thank you very much, and I'm happy for being part of the program this morning.
All right, and we so glad for get you today for the very first time. We get one traditional question where we can ask people them where can come na the program for the very first time. That question in the name of this program is named Colores, and we all know what Colores means. So the question now, when last you eat Colores?
like very interesting. You know, when I see the name, I'm going to wonder why these people choose this kind program for get this name could rest. It really rackle on my brain, but I'm not able to get answers. Maybe we are able to give you answers why we actually give the program could rest.
Okay,
but
so
honestly,
so before you answer the question where I ask you, let's just answer the question where you try for proof. So basically, Colores, you know the newspaper them, right? Most of the time, the news we can come from the newspaper because this program specifically they look at the front pages of the newspaper them, and the newspaper them, you know, say news can not happen like yesterday. Na net, you know, till late. When they don't print and they come out early morning. So you know, say Koreans normally now where you don't cook and then you sleep. You count and back there, eat and people enjoy them. Now that day we can refer to as Koreans. So we basically they try for describe the way how the paper them they do their production, and we link them to something where unique now we country we call them Koreans.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, fine.
So now, what happened, Koreans?
That's my way back childhood days. I don't remember, but it's not past something like 25 years ago. I'm back on eating progress again. Yeah. I remember last time I ate progress. I think I was with Granny. And after that, no, and I ever think I can rest.
Okay.
A very long time. Very, very, very long time.
You can miss Koreas at all?
Of course, I can't them, but the means not there now for make us equal rest. The time not there for make us equal rest because you know find out say the time that we could rest in more available na way too much facilities are not being needed in the day. There was no light, not be get implements there, not to all families again the capacity for buy implements and put them like stove, like a fridge, you know, and other preservable things then. So at that time they could rest na the order of the day. You understand me? Although it gets a own traditional preservation. You understand me? At that time, but when you look at the current situation, you don't even forget cold rest. And moreover, the way you talk about cold rest, you get a time when we say people not too boku. So if I say when they even cook, when family they cook, then they left special food for stranger who will come.
Yeah.
They always expect of them. Once you will come, you understand me?
Yeah.
We will notify we, and then if you come, they must get something for them. So when that happens, then unfortunately the person not coming, they sleep for the next day, and then people can eat that in the morning. But nowadays, people don't even estimate that. They don't even think say, oh, things are going to come. Then they measure cups of rice or any type of food according to the within a family setting. That's also got to do with the economic trend. You understand? That's also got to do with the economic trend. So rest to me, you know, they now. Well, except for a few people who still get up as a kind of a cultural background.
We still enjoy them Korean. So man say like
I know. Now we can talk about a cultural background.
Okay.
For example.
All right.
For
so
example,
I want to use this strong Creole word for say Osha because I know say you don't miss your Koreans from where I know say you will remember your granny.
honestly.
All right. So let me go now to the main issue then of the day. You know, you actually paper now one kind paper we try for specialize on financial reporting, ain't it?
Of course.
Okay. And the Nation's newspaper. So basically, why una choose for look at the finances of the country? Why?
Well, we want a different kind of reportage, a different kind of journalism. You know, the point about Sierra Leone, where everything go political. Newspapers, they go politics. People, they eat politics. Then they sleep politics. Then they work at politics. Then they talk politics. Everything they take a political trend. So we want a kind of a rebrand. And that make I be fight for get a Commonwealth Press Institute scholarship. Now the Commonwealth Press Institute and they give me a scholarship for study business journalism because they want diversification of the Sierra Leone media landscape so that to be able to teach people where their appetite, inform them about what's happening in the economy. You understand me? And beside the economy, now big politics. They call that political economy.
It's very more difficult for you able for take politics out of the economy, out of financial.
Not exactly say, but the fact that the money issue, the money stories have not been projected, and that's the main problem.
Okay.
We need
so the question where I will ask you on that, taking into consideration how we money business day, the economy day, how fair you can be in terms of reporting the actual hard thing about the economy.
My brother, I'm a journalist. I not ever.
Yeah, we there with you. We there.
I not ever come before the IMC for any professional misconduct based on economic or financial reporting. I've been credited, patted on the back, commended, praised by so many people who they read the Nation, Business and Finance. And one thing about reporting business and financial matters, you therefore be very honest. No say where they do that in the day, there are economists to them. There are people that will read economics. They get first degrees in economics, they get masters in economics, they get PhDs in economics. They learn to pursue the journalism with the right. You understand me? The only difference is that you are trained in reporting the business and financial aspect professionally, while they're not trained in that professional communication about business and financial matters. So you know therefore lie because they will read exactly.
You talk about something just now. We say a lot of people them they give you partner you back and other things. Them. Let's tell you this thing. I actually practice. I work on 98.2. I work PBC Media Action and all of them side and day. And I know the politicians or some people basically when they can give you partner back now way they think they in their favor. Like in the case of politicians, you know exactly what they talk. Most times politicians give you tap on the back when maybe that story they in the favor of them and they against the opponent.
Yeah.
So how you can manage for actually stay balanced?
First of all, in journalism, you're not going to feel emotional.
Okay.
If you detach emotions when you practice the job. Now I make them give the 3 cardinal guides. You know, therefore be accurate, therefore be objective, therefore be balanced. You understand me? Where you implement them 3 cardinal, guys there, therefore detach emotions come up from each and every one of them. Where you want to be objective, pull emotions come out. Where you want to be accurate, pull emotions come out. Where you want to be balanced, pull emotions come out. You can get the best of trend, you understand me? Where you need to report an issue in the public interest, not in the interest of the person. You not can go against the person, but you still base the reportage in the public interest. That make the cardinal thing about journalism is the proficiency in communicating. You will be proficient when you communicate. If you be master savvy person when you communicate. So even when they highlight an issue, where involve a friend, we're very good to you. You handle them in such a way that you handle also what they call damage control. You protect the person within the story, but the truth now you for able to reveal.
Correct.
I dey give one example. I dey give one example. Me na be a very good friend of Dr. Zubairu Kaloko. I dey make this public now because
the
it is
man
fast.
wey been there na electricity.
Yes, I was a very good friend of Dr. Zubairu Kaloko. In fact, when he come out America, now we this way fetch for him for Guna NPA as general manager. And initially, just PR we use. You know, first PR, honestly. By then I was editor at Standard Time.
Okay.
You understand me? I dey handle every bit of thing where it dey do. And it was a very good relationship. Until the World Bank released a report. This report indict NPA, indict Wataki, and a few others parastatals them, including Luto, say they were non-performers.
Correct.
And not only that, the report also go for recommend say it will be good enough for make government unbundle the sectors. That they the separation of EDSA from NPA commotes and from that World Bank report.
Okay.
So when I go on this year, so as he say, what did I say is in the public interest. That's why you should let me not publish them. I say, why? He said, but you know, say they cannot unbundle this place, this and that. As to them, that in his room, I judge myself. You understand me? I make one or two consultations, including some citations, all the reports, and I able for measure say it is equally the same. So I find out say the story will be in the public interest, despite me and Zubairi get a very good relationship. Because if they give me work them and they get money from there, you understand me? It's good.
To talk so.
But I go ahead and they come. I go ahead and publish the story. When I publish the story, that was the end of our relationship.
I know.
So sometimes you can even sacrifice a monument or kind of opportunities for make sure say you protect the public interest. Underline that word, the public interest.
Yeah.
It's not about your selfish interest or someone's selfish interest, but the public interest. So that.
All right. So what do you talk to? You know, I'm not been there, but I know say that man they not so he can do normally. Whenever something they way because it be like the media because it be afraid, it be always one for the protecting job. And now person down the way where he see something, he can always call you as a journalist and say, hey, please, no, this not the thing. Oh man, now something like now so they talk. Oh man, but how you see this thing? Something like that. He always did that way. So if you talk this kind of way, you know, about Zubairu Kaloko, you know, I not doubt at all and I'm not going to deny that day. So because myself know I know of how I've been the interview as well, the time we did in 98.1. All right, let's move a bit up. You know, one of the things this one is more like a political and at the same time, it's got to do with the public interest. Let's talk about the audit report. How you can handle the audit report?
You know, journalists sometimes they get big problem. Then they add to so many problems of the public interest.
Okay.
People they misunderstand the difference between a public report and an investigative report.
Okay.
The audit reports, when a public report, not an investigation report. The rounds of testimonies where the audit service LEONE they request information from MDs, ministries.
All right, we actually get
based on.
Sorry, John, we actually get you broken there. We'll not get to you actually want for say. So you be the type for talk say journalists as well can add to the problem because they can mixed matters, right?
Of course.
Yes, continue.
Yeah, the mixed matters. The understanding of the audit service report and using that report for create stories out of is unethical, is unprofessional.
Okay, why?
Not because the rights na the problem. Not because the rights in the audit report say so amount of money was missing. That was factual for a journalist for take am and make a headline.
Okay.
You duty as a journalist, you duty as a journalist for peruse through the report, you analyze the report, and you do further investigations with the report.
Okay. So let's ask you this question, taking into consideration.
But you don't go just Adikam. You know, Adikam, you then take the report in verbatim and use them as news, as a headline, and they go around harassing the people indicted in those reports. We're unethical. I'm telling you.
So
I not ever publish audit
report. What do you mean harassing the people where they mention in the report?
Any public report like the audit service report comes out, I know journalism very well. Being a journalist, I know them very well. Then they use that one day for personal regarding what the report say, without further digging deep into whether what the measure and the reactions of the people involved are true or not, and come back to the newsroom and make the difference, forget the actual story. The moment you don't publish, people are afraid for where they mention them in papers about misappropriations, about missing monies, about corruption-related offenses. So the moment some person see anything and they begin a call, they begin a this, they begin a that. And when somebody else not take the move or not take the bait, you call it so is a baiting stories. When other members of the public don't take the bait, you understand me? And the tenant day, the judge will publish the story, will begin to go after the institution or the individuals involved. But I can always say that is an aspect of unethical practice. When I talk as a professional. I talk as somebody who knows exactly the industry.
Let me ask you this question. You say you see them as unethical, right?
Of course.
Okay. So let me go now into the professional part of everything. Waiting make them very much wrong for when the audit report, the government institution we're responsible for monitor or auditing the government finances, publish something that the way then don't go through. We know say at some point the auditor can tell we say we actually we don't meet this document, but we then call we back and say this document come. Okay, we come back and can't check not available. We mean say this matter unresolved. So some of them things. So for you, for the journalist takes that report and publish them, it's very much wrong. But initially, you better talk about public interest. Right?
Yes.
So if journalists decide for report public interest of that nature, because it's not different from where person, like for example, World Bank pull a report and then you take a. If now World Bank pull a report, how you will go beyond the report? For example.
Now, any public report not sacrosanct to be like gospel truth.
Okay, we understand. I understand the
language
that we use, but please go calm down.
As a journalist,
John, broke the language and don't for let me people then they understand.
Okay, listen. Okay. All right. With any public report, you understand me? Not to gospel truth. Any public report, not to gospel truth.
So for the journalist in particular,
for the journalist.
No, wait. I need for the ask you question for let me understand.
Let me break up for you. Let me break up for you.
Yeah. So now, waiting I want to let you know. I know so you not journalist, and you can give out the news, but I want to let you know saying I need to ask question because I want to understand. Okay. So now, waiting I want to ask. Now you talk about this audit report, and you tell me about waiting then at the audit report, for example, somebody not for go strictly by him because it might not be right. So waiting basically you try for talk about the audit report. How you go assess generally the audit report?
The audit report na estimation. Na guess, na a report based on information. It can be factual in some aspects. It can also be missing in some other aspects. But the journalist now able to make the difference by looking at it and and do further investigations, and then you will come for see the real truth and report on that. Not just take and say because they don't publish them, it is factual. It is like a Bible or like a Quran. You understand me? Now, information submitted to the commission or the ASSL. That information they take. You understand me?
Okay.
Wherein they also.
This one very key in the audit report, the last audit report. I mean the 2020 audit report we come out. You know, this one be very much big, and because it will catch up plenty people attention. And I won't forget your opinion as a journalist on that one day. Now, the office of the president was mentioned in that particular report. And when they mentioned the office of the president, we hear what's them like double dipping, we hear what's them like, possible money laundry, we hear, what's the like, converted of forged receipts, all of them things, then they come up. You know, as a journalist, how you being handled that issue then?
Unfortunately, I not publish anything on the audit report, but I agree about mentioning about, undipping issues related to double standards and so on and so forth.
Okay,
now,
so before you continue, let ask you why you not be handled since you the report on finances and the country in finances as well. Why you not be handled that one day?
Unfortunately, I know they just look at any kind of public report and just go ahead and do a publication because an audit report don't come. And they do further investigation at the time.
Yes.
And they do further investigations for March. Waiting they don't report based on the findings, whether it is true or not.
Okay.
The point I try to say
2 years ago.
2
years ago, when that report don't come out, you don't ever investigate for know what happened with we make the audit use the words then against the office of the president.
No, I know the audit service commission they just use word blatantly because they must get legals them. They must consult, they must, ask a few things. I know they outrightly say waiting they put in that audit report is not true. You understand me? Get what I say? Some aspect of them not true, but still that left with the responsibility of the journalists for go beyond. There's a saying that you normally say, I'll tell you this today. They say when you want to free imprison information, the journalist must go beyond the line of duty. Most of the information in public documents are imprisoned.
Okay. We get connection problem here and that. But actually John Kuma, from the Nation's newspaper, na financial business and financial newspaper, they try for giving different analysis on the audit report, how in see the audit report and waiting in can do as a journalist for make sure say a report. Basically, I just ask him about the audit report when the one we talk about the president in office and waiting in think as a journalist on that particular issue day. So basically they tell me say him no report on that one day. So we've been going into that kind of thing. They follow we know exactly waiting happen. Okay. Follow we know waiting happen. Interestingly, yes. The journalist then just don't send for me. So we can put in picture or play with they see the person. So this has been the situation. It is time for analyze the whole thing for we follow we understand. And it will good that we actually listen to them as well and know waiting in think about I call them back anyway. About this particular thing where we discuss about so right now. Okay, so no go no side. Now my colleague journalist anyway. So we are the time for call and back like I'm on let go for discuss this issue. The program na Koreas on YouTube and on Facebook. My name is Sembepe the Freedom Fighter. Actually they watch on a comment them. Now both YouTube and Facebook. I actually watching our comments then, and it's too cool. I enjoy. Anyway, let's just take a break quick. Let's try for connect to Journalistic again. I hope we're able to get them pretty soon again, for that we can continue with the rest of the discussion. Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again. Alright, welcome back. We actually don't get John again. John, welcome back. We get a break there, and but I do apologize already for that. So will we continue? I've been just to ask you, and you talk about the opinion or the thing where the audit writes, or about the office of the president, and what you as a journalist do. Please go ahead.
So as I say, I take my time for do a few investigations for match whether what they say not true or not.
Okay.
And then you will get you findings, you get you facts.
Okay.
The thing is that you forget you facts.
Exactly.
The facts from the information. You understand me?
Yes.
What it appear in the audit is like what you call a lead.
Okay.
It can lead you to the facts.
Good.
So trail the facts, go with the lead and get the facts done. That's what I try to say. But definitely, me are the kind of person who is so conscious, so cautious in doing anything, because at the end of the day, you name for matter.
Correct.
You name for matter. Of course, from aspects of the report, you get a lot of truth. You get a lot of truth. But some other aspects, the journey for go beyond the report.
So
go beyond the word.
Honestly concerned.
You just grab no more. You go take me, put a baba.
Yeah, we're not very correct. But I'm still concerned because you did no investigation. In other words, whenever you see a report, you can always want to go beyond that report, get the reality of the story, and bring them out to people to understand. Not to be a secret, say this issue where they talk about now public interest in journalism. Public interest is very much important, and we for always the make sure say, especially thing that we get for do with controversies, we bring the light to the people let they understand. Bring all sides of that story they let they understand. We see, for example, when that report said come out and this issue of the presidency come up, we still say the audit report come and the Anti-Corruption Commission come and tell we say they're not going able for talk to the president, they're not going for indict or charge the president. But all the other one them where they around, where now them possibly handle la money they, then go after them and make sure say them bring them come to book. Because no law no the way you protect them, not for facing the anti-corruption or any law in the country. So, 2 years ago, anti-corruption the last time when I interviewed them, they tell me say they're still not able to call any other person. You concerned about we money and how the anti-corruption, especially on this issue of the president, they're not still able to count nobody to book yet.
I'm very much concerned about everything on the public interest. Okay. I'm very, very much concerned because me not a citizen of the country, me not a journalist, me a stakeholder, me not a civil rights activist. So me, I'm very much concerned about the public interest. But let me bring this back to you. You know, many times a lot of journalists don't understand how public institutions operate.
Okay.
I'm telling you this. And unfortunately, we not even get trainings them now about reporting public institutions. People can just, they assume why ACC not do, I don't defend ACC. Why ACC not do this? Why ACC not do that? Why ACC not call it policy? Why ACC not all this? You get to understand the statutes of every public institution in the report for and on in behalf. The ACC can't just go and do anything to anybody. The ACC can't just go and indict any kind of person. There are certain people you cannot indict them.
Why?
Because the law also make provisions for protectionism. The same law where they prosecute another person, the same law makes...
John, who are in the country, apart from the president, where the law they protect, say they're not for investigate them?
Protected person. You cannot indict a minister until the president give you a clearance. You don't know that one day? You cannot indict a powerman. Even the police invite a powerman chief. You don't get no right for going until he seek permission from the president. You don't know that one day? The same law.
No, wait. You not say the anti-corruption
When
commission.
they in that
You not say
ABC, the
anti-corruption-
same law will protect CDE.
John, you not say the anti-corruption get the power
Come
to
on.
ask from the president, and the president don't they do that? Why some people they out of that?
When you say the anti-corruption get the powers for ask the president, also,
Mhm.
you know, if they ask the president say no, these are people you cannot indict.
Good. So now this come back to you as a journalist. If this na people them where they not for indict, if this na people them where the president, according to you, sometimes the president said they not for indict them, you not think say na issues and that the way you as a journalist, as civil society activist, for the come out tweet, for let actually everybody be equal before the law?
Yes, you go do that when you do the investigations and find out say the president is the bottleneck. That that the president they highlight in the report.
Okay.
So now the obstruction to justice, now the obstruction to peace, now the obstruction to fairness. You know what? Let me tell you something. The law make it very clear. Oh man, their job the year, everything they go according to how it's supposed to be. You got to conduct yourself in a professional manner. You for do investigations. If there are blockages, if there are terminations, if there are people protected some way, you will find out why they are protected and who is protecting them. Once you get
I love one thing
evidence,
about you.
they right for highlight that to the public.
I love one thing
Yes.
about you work where you they do. You always, from when we don't begin talk, you they talk about investigation. And investigation basically means say you forgo beyond waiting posting no
Of
one
course.
you forgo
Of
and there are things
course.
the way people no want for let you talk about. You forgo beyond things
They
the way
say.
you find out say bottleneck day. You forgo beyond things the way really delay and people get interest for them. Now then things then the investigation always they lead to, right? I don't know if maybe you not see me picture or you not see me in a video. You for don't.
I see picture.
Good. So
I see picture, and
in other words, you for don't know me long years ago.
I see picture.
Good. So
I see picture. Listen, I see picture.
Mhm.
I see picture, but even where you dey handle, you know, journalism is a very delicate profession.
Correct.
Even where you don't do investigations,
Mhm.
even where you don't do investigations, the facts don't come na your table. You understand me?
Mhm.
Now you dey at liberty for inform the public. They say you for inform the public responsibly.
Correct.
You for inform the public responsibly in a way the information not for damage the public interest. You know, when we talk about the public interest, these are the special things about you need to know about the public interest. One, the peace. Two, the security. Three, the unity. You understand me? For example, if you don't go investigate a matter about corruption involving an MDA, where the president don't try for cover because sometimes they get kickback. You understand me? You know what I say?
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes, we did.
Now, sometimes the president take kickback. So the president take kickback. You get me? Let us bring you one issue where happened in England during the Gulf War. The UN be embargo Britain. No, the embargo Saudi Arabia for selling arms to the embargo Iraq for selling for no country not sell arms to Iraq. Then there was a time when Britain they want money when at 20 billion. And Saddam Hussein get for contract a Saudi oil magnate for men to buy for the arms through Saudi Arabia. Britain then take the kickbacks and sell the arms secretly to Iraq. And then one Guardian newspaper in England gets hold of the story. The man go to Iraq, he go to Saudi, he come back Britain and all the other countries were involved in the deal. Then he published
All right, we get.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. You connect just now.
When they call him, they tell him point blank. say this is matter. It is beyond reporting. That was the end of the
John, na two different. John, na two different.
So the time I tell you say,
John, na two different scenarios you make right now. No wait.
The time I tell you say,
two different scenarios you build right now, John.
Wait. There are certain situations you at all times will always save the public interest, even when you don't get the facts to report them.
Because of this scenario we build, so now the reason that we make ever
report professionally.
Because of the scenario we build, I make ever interfere into the audit reporting.
No, we're not that I don't interfere into the audit report, No, I do. I don't publish many audit stories. But what I do, I go beyond what the report say.
Okay, so you say one of we responsibility as a journalist. One of we responsibility as a journalist now for make sure say people not to go out with fake information. And if you as a journalist when you do investigation, wait for bring out the reality, let people know, especially with that issue the way I stick on so. You get a responsibility for come out with nothing but the truth. But if you sit down and not say anything about that day, you not go into them because you feel say you get for do security and other things then I don't know. It's like you're doing disservice to the people.
No, you're not correct. Go check a background of We Walk Up this book. You go see from AYV to Star TV, SLBC, and the rest of the other radio stations across the country. We get so many contemporary issues on corruption regarding several things the way we handle. And let me tell you, I'm a fearless journalist and rights campaigner. I don't compromise on issues the way we say then they for the public interest, but then get for being responsibly investigated and factually stated. You don't just grab them up based on verbatim, you go talk something. Okay. No, you got to make sure say your job is proper, is thorough.
We know the.
So we get a record today talking about the public interest.
I ask you these two questions now on this issue, and then I lay them to rest. Number one, it don't take 2 years. You still get interest for actually investigate what thing happen with regards to that particular audit report on the office of the president.
Yes.
When we go see something come out from you because it don't take 2 years now.
Well. The thing about the newsroom, I don't know whether you ever assume editorial responsibility.
I mean, I've been the head of production.
Does determine the news value at the car. All right. Well, in the newsroom, editors determine the value of a story. And so, anytime the value of that story is necessary based on the investigation, the way we do, it will come up.
Okay. So the question go back to you. When we will see something come out from Una, if at all Una get interest on that issue day. Now 2 years don't go so.
Very soon, by the special grace of God. In fact, we not only do publications, we also try to get public sensitization programs on how the executive arm of government, they sit on certain public interest matters them way related to corruption. Not only for do publications on that, but we do also as a civil rights organization make sure say we bring to the public highlight certain executive arms of government interferences into the issues of corruption related matters.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's move a bit. Let me go to another issue. This one will get for be political. I will draw you small bits away from you how they call them, your financial reporting. And this get for do with thing we get for happen today. Basically, when I call you, I begin ask you some questions, and you actually give me some good analysis. I go on for hearing from you now that we did at the public. The issue of today, we see you say the newly elected flag bearer for the APC, then say it become Freetown. And then we notice that today na Armed Forces Day, yeah. So we mean say a lot of military people them go actually they out, So taking into consideration that they come out with a supporter them from every angle, and then the military and other people them as well they outside they about their own business. Waiting you how you analyze that kind of thing there? You think say anything like problem will get for kind of confusion or what, or you get for be totally peaceful? Please analyze something low we understand.
I know they envisage a problem because the events them then different. The authorities they are aware say the events them get for happen the same day, then grant them permission for happen the same day. If one to another date, preferably the entrance of Dr. Samura Kamara as the flag bearer of the APC. They don't differ either on a Friday or on a weekend or on a Saturday. But if they allow for Kamla Freetown today, when at the same day we observe Armed Forces Day, then it means that the authorities are very much aware, say, two events are going to happen. And so, then prepare for them two events a day separately, not as one. Okay?
Yeah.
Then, normally, we have to understand also the difference between an Armed Forces Day and a National Defense Day. You understand me? In other countries, we talk about a National Defense Day. Now, the day where the militaries, they parade, they mistreat them and showcase their weapons, brandish every kind of new armory where they get, you understand me? Then they try to show the military might, you get me? But in the case of an Armed Forces Day, it look different, small from a defense day. In this one, soldiers don't normally march, because I even remember a few years back, we not get soldiers marching in the streets of Freetown, you understand me? Then just kind of in one small place, we side and go observe the ceremony. I'm mostly talking about the war theater we be done pass, the bravery of our soldiers, the opportunities that will lies ahead for soldiers, trying to encourage young people for going to the military, try for sell the entire armed forces or defense forces of the country, things like that. They take a huge kind of ceremony or program wherein they'll be marching all over the streets of the capital, things like that. Well, except otherwise this year they want to do that too. But even if they do that, then the police still get the responsibility for divide the routes. The routes for Samura Kamara entourage and also the routes for the Armed Forces Day march pass. And I also believe that the timings are different, because normally the Armed Forces Day march pass can take place in the morning. Now, Dr. Samura Kamara entourage, they just left McKinney as early as 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. They're going to take time for move from McKinney, communicating with people, and then they just come straight off. They come beat by the road, the Freetown, McKinney, and the rest of the other axes, the road network, we connected. So a government get stop gaps. Where can I stop? Where can I stop? Say to the time when they reach Natal, the military would have done their own business. So to me, there will not be no confusion. I don't see any commotion. I don't see any collision will ever happen, because the authorities they are aware of the two events and then grant them. I understand, since Samura Kamara, entourage don't get full police security personnel where they monitor, where they guide and direct everything. Equally so with the government. For me, now the beauty of democracy. And I want to give the president kudos for granting Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara and the entourage for enter Freetown today on a Wednesday. Where same way that the day where the government they observe the Armed Forces Day. So that's my analysis.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So now let me just touch one last issue before we go. We see the issue of the APC. We see Dr. Samura Kamara actually be the flag bearer, and then we see court cases them there around them. Waiting you go ask, waiting now your analysis on in appointment or in election and other things them.
Well, it really, like you say, we unethical comment on the judiciary. Deliver Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara in judgment before the APC convention.
Okay, we not get down the line with the break.
Therefore, not kind of create.
We not get down the line break. What did you try for say? Come again, please.
All right. what I try for say, then he say we not a comment on the judiciary because the judiciary is supreme.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to create any problem where we go involved with the law. But what we try for say, we wish the judiciary be don't deliver the judgment of Dr. Samura Kamara before the APC convention.
Okay.
And that after the APC convention now, they don't go elect Dr. Samura Kamara. Now the judiciary is going to sit for deliver a judgment on his behalf. We don't know what's going to happen. On the side of the APC, I wish therefore be saved the last dance. You know, a very technical way that he talks.
Okay, make a little understand.
Because we don't know what's going to happen. When I talk say save the last dance, well, let me say in anticipation, say the court tomorrow will say, well, Dr. Samura Kamara is guilty of an offense. I mean, that kind of situation, what will happen? We don't know. Then you don't can dance, you don't can gladly, then to one and go say, that this night don't happen. Who's God will call? What do people go say? What do people go think? How people go do? So to me, I wish I could save the last dance.
Okay.
But again, it comes to the judiciary. You know, with judiciary still the falter. I wish they don't deliver this judgment before the APC convention.
Mm-hmm.
Although I mean for the judiciary, say now this day do not forgive judgment. Nobody in any country not get right for determine for the judiciary. Then they do things as and when they please. Now I made them call them supreme.
Okay.
But just in the public interest, now with the talk, I wish, I make I say I wish them for don't deliver this judgment before the APC convention.
Okay.
But whatever, let us pray and hope for see what will happen to tomorrow. It will determine who side next will they go. Let God help we.
All right. Thank you very much. And we appreciate your time with me inside the program this morning for the very first time. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for everything.
God bless you.
Thank you. All right. This has been the journalist where we get inside the program today. We na John Kuruma. We actually they work with the right now the man for the Nation's newspaper. We na business and finance newspaper and same way so na possibly we been the work for Standard Times newspaper. Well, now so we left you today inside the program. Thank you very much. If you not like the program, please consider for like before you left the program today. And if you not subscribed to this channel, please consider for do so. Yeah. We always today paper they not come out. We always they bring different people them. You know, you get for the different analysis. Everybody get right to your analysis. So you get for the different things them where they come out from different people them. Sometimes you go hear something from people you go enjoy. Sometimes you not go enjoy. Sometimes you go like and sometimes you not go like. But that is life. You know, you get for accept everything how we did. This not the wall. The wall not level. Everything did. The finger not in this. Every time you know they be of the same height. So now the situation this. We dey count different people them. That not gonna make you stop. Different people them with different analysis. Sometimes you go relax, you dey laugh. Sometimes you go cry. Sometimes you go joy. It just left to how the person analyze the issue. And we want to tell thank you to John again, John Kuruma. Thank you very much. I think you don't do justice and you don't try to give your opinion and analysis inside the different story them. We appreciate when you join me inside the program today. The producer for this program now, Elias Sabah. Thank you very much, brother, for your effort and everything we don't put for let the program reach inside the show. And so you will don't take your time and join me inside the program today. One for appreciate you so much. Until then, my name is Sembe Pierre, the Freedom Fighter. Please, if you not like it, we get 394 on YouTube with 161 likes. Please, when I like the program for we. And on Facebook, we get 248. 248 with 169 likes. Please, when I like the program for we. Thank you very much. Yeah, we appreciate you now. Until then, one more time, God bless we all. Get yourself a good day. We will come back later if Samura Kamara actually they come inside Freetown. We will come and give you live coverage, okay? So if you're not subscribed, subscribe and actually stay on with your notification. Put on your notification so whenever we come online, you get notification and join me, okay? So until then, we love you all so much. Another morning again inside we had. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colores, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel